got Ken and Beezy, Sophie and Myke, Feefo and Ride. The people want to know, is the mic still on? I'm saying.
Thank you for listening to a new episode of the Is the Mic Still On podcast. My name is Kenneth B. Inch. Joining me on the show, we got Say It Ain't Soph.
Hey, guys.
Modest Media.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey,
brother.
Beezy 430.
What up, though?
Feefo 24/7.
What it do?
And Myke C. Town.
Hi.
Special thanks to everyone that continues to sign up and become a patron. We really appreciate that. If you are new to the show and you don't know what we offer with the Patreon subscription membership, you get the full video, unedited version of the show that we record every single week.
Ooh.
That's nuts. A lot of content.
It is actually. And I'll give you an example. Last week, our recording lasted nearly 3 hours.
It did?
I chopped it down to 2.
Jesus.
A little bit over 2.
So
Yep. So if you're a patron, you got the whole thing. Lightly edited, of course. And you get to see the reactions or you get to hear it. So yeah, so you get a podcast version of that into your app by becoming a patron. And you can also sign up to become a member. The 16% is no longer available, but you still get 10%.
That's good.
Yep, you still get 10%. Maybe we'll do that later, but I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see.
See if y'all behave.
We'll see. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, so thanks to everybody for supporting the show. We really appreciate that. So the show is broken up into 5 parts. We do our facts only. We do recommendations. We're switching that up a little bit today, maybe moving forward. And we do our topics. Commentary. I forgot for a second.
I was like, wait a minute. What? You had me concerned for a second, bro.
I'm saying, wake up. Like, you don't want division.
I thought he fell asleep in mid-sentence. We have topics.
Oh, Dr. left the gas.
Oh, shit.
And we close out the show with our Pass the Bite segment. And we're running a bit on a tight schedule, so we're going to go ahead and jump into the show. So what we're doing this month, it is Black History Month, and we had a conversation, among the group, to bring forward a recommendation to kind of highlight a Black figure for the remainder of the month. And if you guys like this, we'll continue. We might want to continue it just because, we Black, y'all. We Black, y'all.
Black and I'm Black, y'all.
Yep. So, Rob, you want to kind of give an overview of kind of the idea? Because it was really your idea.
Like it said.
You have really formalized what we were doing here today.
That schedule gone, bro. Yeah, man.
You funny.
What? I want to say it was actually you that kind of brought it to the table, but then I was like, because you were asking, we should do something for Black History Month, and I was like, well, damn, you know what? We should just, talk about a prominent figure in Black history that we all, I'm sure we all know people depending on what we're into or whatever outside of the, typical ones like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all of those. So, I figured we can go a lot deeper. And I thought it would be cool if everybody just went around and, gave the name of the person and then just a little bit of background of who they are. And then we just keep it moving, go around the room. I think that's a really cool idea, especially us being a Black show. Not just for Black History Month, it's just going forward because there's so many prominent Black figures that have moved culture, moved society, all kind of things, you know what I'm saying, that people just don't know about, because I know I have plenty. But yeah, I'll just be curious to see who you guys have too. So yeah, I think it's a really cool idea, man.
Why don't you go ahead and kick it off?
I'll gladly kick it off, man.
Well, I'm glad you're glad.
So yeah, my first person for this week is Floyd Norman, man. He is the first African American animator. And if anybody knows, that's what my degree is in. My degree is in animation. I know I've said it on Dead and Hip Hop, but I'm not sure if I've said it on this show. But I do have my degree in animation, and he's the first Black animator. He worked for Walt Disney. Just to give you a little bit of background, Hanna-Barbera Productions. I don't know if y'all remember Hanna-Barbera. So yeah, notable work he's done is Sleeping Beauty, The Sword and the Stone, The Jungle Book, Mary Poppins, Dalmatians, Toy Story 2, Monsters Inc. That's some of his latest.
That Jungle Book he did.
He should know that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna step out on this one.
The Jungle Book.
But no, yeah, man. So yeah, that that in itself, look him up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna give you that brief description of him, but definitely look up Floyd Norman, first African American animator.
Me? Okay.
Elza, he's the first. Best MC.
I got Patricia Bath. Patricia Bath.
What's that?
You dropped your phone.
I'm gonna let Myke pick up his phone again. Real quick. What's the last name again?
Bath. B-A-T-H.
Okay.
Patricia Bath. Actually, she had passed away last year. I remember someone told me about it. But she was the first one to pretty much create I can't pronounce this really. The invention of the laser. The
LASIK?
Yeah, she's pretty much the invention of that. Pretty much the laser. Yeah, the laser Faco Pro. What's this shit say?
Laser Faco Probe. I've never heard of that. Laser Faco Probe.
Yeah, the laser Faco Probe. That's pretty much what they use when you get LASIK surgery on your eyes for the cataract. Yeah, yeah. And she was her alma mater, Howard University. She went to a Black university. She was born in 1942, and she just passed away last year, May 30th. I'm sorry, 2 years ago, May 30th, 2019. She passed away, and yeah. Yep, she humanitarian, inventor. Yep, early pioneer of the laser cataract surgery.
Damn,
yep.
That's crazy.
A Black woman.
Go ahead.
Wow.
Yeah, that's dope.
Go ahead, sis.
I guess I'll go next. My guy is Alonzo Herndon. He was born 1858, died 1927. He was an African American barber and entrepreneur. And he was the founder and president of Atlanta Life Insurance Company, one of the most successful Black-owned insurance businesses in the nation. So yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah, I did a documentary on Auburn Avenue. And he was they talked about him.
Yeah, no, he did a lot of stuff. He did a lot of stuff. One of the most wealthiest entrepreneurs in Atlanta. Had multiple successes in businesses. At his death in 1927, his real estate was assessed at nearly $325,000. So you got to think, man, this man was born into slavery, did not know how to read or write, taught himself, and was an entrepreneur amongst all of that and owned real estate. That is crazy in that time to do that.
Pretty dope. Sophie?
Yeah, I am spotlighting someone who might not be familiar to anyone. Her name is Nijay Graham Henrys. She is the world's youngest female barber. She's 8. And she graduated from Junior Barber Academy in North Philadelphia. And she basically spends her time giving haircuts to people who are less fortunate. It says in the video that I was looking at that her mom wanted her to do like other things. She was like, no, like, are you sure you don't want to explore other things? Like that would be more girly. She was like, no, mom, I can do whatever I want. And I just really want to like help give back and like all of that. So you can literally see her in this barbershop, like cutting other people. They did like a feature on her, and she's just the cutest little girl. I think she's still in training. But yeah, she's doing a great job, like literally lining people up, and everyone seems so happy. So bless her.
Yeah, that's dope.
She's 8.
She's 8 years old, giving people lineups.
No.
Nope. I mean, the first thing I was thinking. Sorry.
Girl, you wouldn't if they was fine with it?
Huh?
I mean, if they fire with it though, you wouldn't let them cut it?
I would have to see her work. Like if she was, if I saw her cut somebody else and it was super dope, then I'd be more okay with it.
Do you watch I'm sure obviously you do, but do you watch barbers on YouTube and stuff?
Yeah,
there's some young barbers out there, bro, that's really doing their thing.
But like 8 though. Not 8, but like
the Clippers bigger than her.
But like,
oh no, they not.
School, because that's like elementary, but like there's some middle school cats out there.
Like the youngest barbers that I watch on YouTube, they're like 20s.
Oh no, the youngest one I saw was like 14.
What's her name again, Sophie?
Her name is Nijae, I believe. I want to make sure I'm pronouncing that right. It's Neijae. I think
I'm sure I think she's probably good. You know, I don't have to worry about that. So, so I'm good.
Ain't no way in hell.
She graduated from the academy. Why not?
Ain't no fucking way.
Yep.
Damn, y'all.
Bruh.
Nah.
Black History Month, y'all down on a black woman? That's sad.
Oh, I mean, it's cool. I'm glad she's doing it. She can cut other people's hair, but you know, I'm at the age you fuck my hair up, it take a long ass time to come back. Or it might not come back at all. So I can't risk it.
That's what happened to me.
Now that I cut my own hair, I would be a lot more open to it. Because I see that it's really not that difficult. It's difficult. It can be difficult depending on what you're trying to do to your hair.
It's more difficult to cut your own than somebody else's.
Right.
Because of the angles and the viewpoints.
Yeah. So
people, make sure you're talking in the mic.
I'm not.
You wasn't.
No. It'll pick up the room.
Good for her. This is really cool. I like this.
That is cool.
Yeah, she's doing good stuff.
Oh yeah. All right, Mike, what you got?
Oh wait. So my choice is Odetta Holmes. Odetta was a singer and civil rights activist. She was really popular in the 50s and 60s. What's really interesting about her is she was known for being an important part in the start of the American folk music revival. We don't really think about Black people in that respect. We typically think of people like, Bob Dylan and Woody Guthrie and Pete Seeger and Judy Collins, people like that. But Odetta was actually just as influential. In fact, Bob Dylan has gone on record of saying that he was highly influenced by Odetta. But what was really interesting about Odetta was she was involved in the folk music revival, but she was also a very, very, very loud voice in the 50s and 60s, especially the 60s, as far as the civil rights movement. Like MLK knew her personally, and he referred to her as the queen of American folk music. She got an award from Bill Clinton. And something that was actually also very interesting to me was that in 1963, again, 1963, she had one of the highest selling folk albums called Odetta Sings Folk Songs. So yeah,
that's her last name.
No, her first name is Odetta. Her last
I know.
Holmes.
But I've listened to some of her music. I know her last name was Holmes.
Yeah, well, because all her albums just say Odetta.
Odetta, yeah.
They don't say Odetta Holmes, but yeah, her last name.
To that album.
A lot of. I don't want to say a lot of people have, but I think people that are really into music like you or me or whatever know her. But again, when people think of folk music, they don't think about Black people. They think about white people. They think about, of course, European white people especially. But she was very, very, very important when it came to kicking off the American folk music revival in the 50s and 60s. So, yeah.
Damn,
and she died not too long ago. But I didn't know about all the awards she had won. I mainly knew her for music and being an activist, but I didn't know she had actually gotten awards from Bill Clinton. And later on she did more jazz type stuff, but she started in folk music. And I'm talking about just her and an acoustic guitar playing what you would think of as a quote unquote white style of music. So
wow. Yeah. I didn't know that.
She's dope, man.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. All right. That's crazy because none of that was mentioned when I was, kind of looking up the album and listening to it. Because I went down I'm still in it, this thing where I'm just listening to music by decades. And I was on the 60s, like the early 60s. So I was just listening to all the albums that were released that year. So that's how I came across a lot of her music and a lot of other people's music. So, wow, that's crazy. Okay. All right. So mine is the music too, Mike. I'm going with Ornette Coleman this week.
Hell yeah.
Who was a
joke.
yeah,
Gaye,
man.
hear my
Say what?
I thought you about to say Marvin
Gaye,
hear my dear.
Nah, man, yeah. He Ornette Coleman, man, was a innovative force in jazz. He helped pioneer this whole free jazz movement. He released this album in 1959 called The Shape of Jazz to Come, which was very, very revolutionary. And had a lot of future stars on there. And he just basically just got rid of the traditional structure of jazz rhythm and harmony and to create, an unorthodox aesthetic of what they call, musical freedom. I'm actually reading this from the Washington Post. There was an article on there. And in 1960, a year after, he released an album called Free Jazz. And on this one, there were two separate groups playing at the same time. The phrase came to represent a new musical school marked by a spontaneous, sometimes frenetic sense of improvisation, and Mr. Coleman was seen as the leading practitioner. Check out this brother, man. He's really dope, man.
Real quick, I gotta say, I found him through two other artists actually. One was Beans from Anti-Pop Consortium. He has a line where he says, "I'm the Ornette Coleman of this rap shit," and I was like, I don't know who that is. But then one of my favorite albums is by this band called The Refused, and they have an album called The Shape of Punk to Come. And for many years, I had no idea that was an Ornette Coleman album until Beans mentioned. I was like, let me go look up this Ornette Coleman person. The first album I saw was The Shape of Jazz to Come, and I grabbed it immediately, and I was like, holy shit, this guy. I mean, I'm sure they were all doing drugs back then, but you could tell this dude was on a different plane when he was making music. But yeah, he's incredible, man.
Yeah, 1959, man.
I know,
that's
right?
crazy. It is.
That's man.
Yeah. Between 1958 and 1962, he released 10 albums, and it's saying they had a profound influence on jazz musicians such as John Coltrane, Eric Dolphy, Archie Shepp, Albert Ayler, and many others, including punk bands and classical composers. So very influential guy. So yeah. So cool. So yeah, that's it. I like that, man. Y'all came with some heat. This
was cool, man. This is really,
really All right. So let's jump into facts only now.
Nah, it's about to bring the negative.
I know.
After all this positive.
Now you're about to beat down some black men.
Just to break us back down.
No, it's only really just kind of one. All right. So this is from Celeste Stylesti. But facts only sets consent form. Hey everyone, love the show. Lawyer and prosecutor here.
Wow.
Period.
During your last show, you were all discussing the possibility of a consent form for potential future sets where the person could be under the influence of something. So under contracts law and criminal law, any contract based on an illegal act is invalid. So someone cannot contract to give away their consent, and when you are under the influence, you cannot legally consent to sex. In other words, you cannot make a contract / consent to rape. To give a non-rape example, you cannot consent to me murdering you. I am still liable for the crime of murder because the contract is invalid because it is based on an illegal act. Hope that explains it. Keep doing what you're doing. And I appreciate all the hard work you guys put into a show. The part about murder, I think, is interesting because, they have the...
Working?
Yeah, the people where that actually... suicide. Yep. So, which has always been kind of,
it's still not legal.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought they.
No, I don't think assisted suicide is legal.
Yeah, because regular suicide isn't legal.
God damn, Sophie. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know it's just. I don't know.
I mean, the assisted would really be like.
I know. I just remember it was a conversation. I just stopped following it. So, but I just remember that was a big thing. Like people were like, well, anyway, we don't have time to get into that.
Killed that. Let's just move on, man.
But that wasn't really a facts only because.
Well, let me read because this is another comment and they kind of go hand in hand a little bit.
Okay.
So Zod Magnus, he wrote, I used to be part of the BDSM community, which I love still. That said, NDA doesn't excuse anything done after the fact. In BDSM, you literally have to go over all your kinks one by one and consent and also have a code word. Signing something just for normal sex and drinking is one thing, but doing all the extra shit there has to be 100% cooperation in both parties. And in orgies, there's always people around that don't do anything so someone can stop something that gets out of control. Sex parties are extremely vetted and are extremely organized for safety.
Period. So, love to see it.
That's it. Man, we have a real smart and diverse audience. So I appreciate
love that.
Yeah, both of those perspectives. One from a lawyer, and then another for that's somebody actually part of that. Yeah, that's
somebody that's in the freak nasty.
Yeah,
I've seen that person.
You seen him at the
clubs?
At the freak nasties?
Do y'all just bump elbows? Do you actually high five? Because that might get kind of.
No, I shut down because of the pandemic.
Okay.
But no, before anybody takes that serious. No, he follows me on Twitter. Yeah, I've seen his name.
Oh yeah, he's active.
Yeah, I follow him on Twitter too.
Yeah.
I never would have known he was.
Well, it's interesting. Like he was talking about that, and I didn't even think about mentioning before. Like I used to go to goth clubs, and like in those, there would be these back rooms. I think I've told y'all this before. There used to be motherfuckers getting whipped and shit.
Oh yeah,
and there was always this big swole ass white guy that would just stand there. And he would just make sure that nothing crazy happened. I never even thought to mention that last week.
Yeah. But I was saying about the facts only is because I think Myke said, I think he said, you can't consent. Like you can't. There's no consent that you can do for that. Like
Sophie said it was fluid. I think So I think what he was saying was, I guess my thing was that a lot, like basically he just said it. It was in my head that I didn't say out loud that there would be parameters in place, and if you no longer consent, then you can get out of it.
Right.
So yeah, that's why I appreciate that. But I, of course, because there was the app. Because when I left, I said, man, am I fucking crazy? So I went and looked up. So there was a couple of apps that came out that tried to do something like this, and I remember reading about it. But they said specifically that exactly what the lawyer said, that you cannot give away your consent. So the apps legally wouldn't work.
So what's the point of doing the app?
Right.
That's why they're no longer in business.
Oh, okay.
But I knew that these type of things have been tried before. Just you legally just can't do it.
Wow.
But
interesting.
Yeah. But what Zod is saying is that there are things you can agree with, and then when it sees that, you can opt out.
Right.
Yep. So anyway.
Interesting.
Cool. Yeah. Like I said, man, I appreciate all the comments, especially with something like that. All right, let's jump into topics. All right.
I didn't have a topic until, but so I know B does this all the time. I don't know where this comes.
It's gonna be quick.
I don't think it would go too far. But Naomi just showed me yesterday. Did y'all see the Sophie might have saw it.
Oh God.
Did y'all see the chick?
Oh God.
That was my topic.
That was gonna be your topic.
I mean, I didn't.
Check that what?
I was just gonna bring it up.
Yo,
yeah, bring it up.
You call it power twins?
I hate this so much.
Whatever.
Yo, Naomi showed me this yesterday.
Wonder Twins Unite.
Oh, Wonder Twins.
Yeah. But man, okay, we can share it, I guess, if anybody else had it as a
just like I
had the video.
Like
I had the video queued up.
You can share it.
Because I had the video queued up. Like I had it ready to play.
Yeah, we can tag team this thing.
Tag team. Back again.
I'm making it easy, I know. But yeah, man. So yeah, she showed me this yesterday. This chick, had put Gorilla Glue in her hair. So she did like with them slick backs or whatever, and she thought it was like so. They have some stuff called Gorilla Snot. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Gorilla Snot is like
that's
an
what
edge
it's called
control.
for real.
Gorilla Snot, is that what it's called? Gorilla Snot
Yeah.
is what they use for edge control and stuff to keep your hair slick down and back. But she used Gorilla Glue, and bruh.
Because how do you even cut that off?
You can't.
It's like the most strong glue you can use.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, bro.
It's the saddest shit I've not ever seen, but it's some sad shit.
I didn't watch the video, so what happens in the video?
Man, like she just looked like. At first, I thought maybe it was like a joke, but now I think she's seriously like, yo, like this is a problem because she's went to the doctor. They trying to help her.
Oh,
like, bro, like her hair. Like, imagine your shit being stuck like that.
Yeah,
and you can't
do
nothing.
Yeah,
you can't shave it off.
Nah.
You can't wash it off.
Why can't you shave it off?
because you can't get to the
to her
root.
head.
Oh, she put that much in it,
Bro,
to where it was like,
like it's a thing.
B has
it's no longer cutting your hair; it's cutting your scalp at that point.
Bruh.
Hey, my nigga, you might need like a whole damn chainsaw. Like,
Oh my god!
yeah.
Yo,
yeah. Like they use acetone on it.
Nah, that ain't gonna work.
Nothing works, bro.
so what is the? See, I didn't click because I assumed it was a big
So
joke.
there's several videos. So I don't know which video he has.
The one
queued
where
up.
she was literally explaining like,
Okay, so that's the one. Yeah, I guess you need to see
Okay.
initially. So we'll watch that first, and then I'll tell you the other stuff.
How long is the video?
it's a
not that
minute.
long
It's
at
a
all.
minute.
Hey y'all, for those of y'all that know me know, my hair has been like this for about a month now.
So this is after the glue. So she's already done it.
Oh,
She's already done it. Okay.
Yo, y'all gotta
bro, why do you like she just came
Listen,
straight
Joe,
from the hairstylist?
That shit look way back. Y'all gotta let this shit ride.
Yo, please try to contain
Okay,
yourself.
all right.
I'm sorry. Try to contain yourself.
Hey y'all, for those of y'all that know me know, my hair has been like this for about a month now. It's not by choice. No, it's not by choice. When I do my hair, I like to, finish it off with a little Got to Be glue spray, just to keep it in place. Well, I didn't have any more Got to Be glue spray, so I used this.
What?
Guerilla glue spray. Bad idea. Yo, look. My hair don't move. You hear what I'm telling you? Don't move. I've washed my hair 15 times. And it don't move. Stiff wear. My hair. So I'm going to tell y'all like this. If you ever run out of Got to Be glue spray, don't ever use this unless you want your hair to be like that.
Yo, she should be part of the swim team. She don't need no cap.
I know.
She don't that she bringing all the type of water.
She's showing y'all.
Wait,
This
she put
is what
more
she
in
did?
there?
No, this is soap and water.
Look at this shit.
Sound, bro.
It's no longer hair.
Watch.
Yeah, it's not hair.
You wipe it off and nothing happens.
It does look good though.
Like,
Yeah.
this is the life that I'm living at this point. Like, this is the life
It is because her
that
scalp
I guess
is about to be
I'm having to live.
man.
kind of
Yeah.
She's stupid as fuck.
It's an easy slip up.
No, it
No,
ain't.
it's not, Rob.
It says Gorilla Glue.
But
Nah,
Nah,
bro.
Rod. Nah. You
And
can't save him this time.
Where did she get this from?
But see, I don't know what the Guerilla snot. It's the same colors.
But you get this.
There's no excuse for this. No.
I'm not saying
Absolutely
that.
Thank you, Sophie.
Oh,
no.
God.
You know what this
No,
is like
I
to
said this
me?
one.
This is like, and I just want to just say, I feel bad for this girl. God bless whatever happens to that situation. But on a side note, it's like a lot of people have been like giving sympathy, which is fine for her particular situation. But this idea that like you could so easily mix this up, are we now mixing up lawnmowers and vacuums? Are we mixing up, like apple cider vinegar and apple juice? Like what else? You know what I'm saying? I've literally full-fledged seen people say like, this should never be on the market. I can't believe this happened to her. Gorilla Glue needs to pay her out.
What? Here.
Hell no.
She's boosted their brand so much and she needs help. They need to pay for her. She could die. She needs to start a hair company. I'm like,
The hair company. I ain't trusting the shit she recommend.
period.
Like one of them Lego toys. They have this hair that like it's drawn on. No.
So that's my problem with it. It's like this idea, like this backlash from what has happened with this girl, because a lot of people are invested in the story. She's gotten hella followers and stuff. It's really been people who are saying like, oh my gosh, not everyone reads labels. Like, how was she supposed to know? It's a common mistake.
Are you supposed to read?
And it's not even in the hair section.
It's not.
It's in the
At
fucking
all.
hardware section.
You know what's crazy? Gorilla Glue, and
Listen,
I don't know how y'all organize y'all's houses. everybody got that one cabinet where there's like Sharpies and like notepads and like random, like a screwdriver or some shit. That's probably where this was. And where like it makes no sense for Gorilla Glue to be in the same arm's reach. Like if you were to close your eyes and open like your hair drawer and to just pull something out, that makes no sense. Right. So another question that people were asking was, how did your hands not stick together when you were like slicking that shit down? I do have something to debunk that. I saw someone else who commented like she probably did the entire style with like regular gel or whatever, you know, like regular grease or whatever, and then just used it to spray. But then also I'm confused because typically when people spray their hair like that, it goes everywhere else. So was your face not sticky? Like how, I don't know how this got to a month before we decided to make a TikTok about it.
Sounds like bullshit.
My thing is this though. That can rattles like a fucking spray, like a spray paint can.
Right. I would assume so, but I don't know.
So how in the hell are you picking up a can that sound like that and put it in your hair?
Could not be me, baby.
This sounds like some bullshit.
So to the bullshit thing, like when I was watching it, my daughter, who's like 18, she was in there, and she was like, I think she's doing it for clout or whatever. So she's like, people do anything for clout these days. I think that's what that this is. Because that's how I felt about it initially when I watched it. I was like, what, man, you can't be that like gullible or naive, whatever. I don't like to say stupid. So I was kind of with her on that, but and I don't know enough. I didn't know enough. Y'all know I don't dig into this shit. I don't know enough about the story to really assess it like that. But based on the little bit I did see, I was like, oh, it looked like she seriously did mistakenly put this shit in her head, thinking it was
how you came to that conclusion, Rob?
Just based off the reactions. But the only thing that debunks it is, like I said, is it could be a clout thing. You know what I'm saying? That my daughter was talking about. But why don't you believe it's authentic?
Because it's too like Sophie said, bro. Like if you reach in where you keep all of your hair stuff, Gorilla Glue should not be there.
Period.
So to me, it's like you sought it out to put that in your hair.
Unless you're doing your hair in the garage.
But even still, it doesn't make sense.
Have you ever done anything to see if it worked and it didn't work?
Yeah, but they were all hair products.
No.
Specifically my wife shit.
Not with hair. But like, okay. Just in general.
Myke, you ain't shit, boy.
Yeah,
as black folks would know.
But I keep shit in the same category though. Shit. Like the only time I seen something that was just way off like that was when I was a kid and I visited Cuba and I saw my uncle fixing a radiator hose with a green banana.
Right.
But it made sense. No, for real talk. He was up underneath the hood and it was a busted radiator hose. And he took green banana and he was just rubbing it on there. And me and my mom looked at each other like, what the fuck are you doing? So we asked him. And he was like, the green banana, once it hardens, it'll seal the busted hose.
Oh,
so I was like, okay, well, but you know, in Cuba, they ain't got they don't even have motor oil. So they gotta be highly, resourceful. So that's the only time I seen some shit like that.
But that's what I mean. So I know I've grown up doing a lot of shit that, probably shouldn't work, but it ended up working because I just was testing.
Like what?
I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't know anything specific right now because you just brought this whole doubt in to the situation. But it made me think of people that, basically nigga rig shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Rod. Are you talking about like, okay, because I did see this too. There, again, have been so many opinions on this. People will say, oh, there's one argument of not everyone reads the label, but then other people are like, I always read the label, right? But then there is also an argument where people are saying, well, for example, like you don't always take things as directed, right? Like if you've ever used like Vicks, like when you're sick, it says like not to put it under your nose or like not to put it, on specific areas, don't put it around your face, things like that. Personally, when I get sick, I put that shit right under my nose. That same night I feel some shit because it helps, congestion and stuff for me personally. But I think the difference between that and like what this other girl did or maybe didn't do is I would still read the label to know the directions of use. If this says something I've never used before, What's in it? You know what I'm saying? And sometimes they have like very like scientific graded language or whatever, you know, like dimethicone, probate, like whatever it is. But like, you gotta look at like the first 10 ingredients, you know, like see what it is. Are you allergic to something in this? Like, especially if you're prone to allergy, like whatever. But there's a difference between like not reading it and using it for something that you just thought it did. And like, I'm gonna read it and bypass it. If I read something and bypass it, whatever happens to me, happens to me. But like to just not look at all is wild.
It's not in the same wheelhouse, Sophie. Like you know, like I tried a lot of different hair products, right? Because my wife, she buys a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm like, oh, well, that shit look like it might work.
I know you mean her skin. I know you mean her
but she be hating me because then it worked better on my hair than it do on her hair, and then she. But either way, that's not the point. The point is that I know that this shit is designed for hair.
Period.
Like, bro, when you grab that bottle, because I wrapped my old car, some of the interior trim, I wrapped in suede, DIY type shit.
Oh, okay.
I bought Gorilla Glue for that.
Yeah, but you brought Gorilla Glue knowing what Gorilla Glue is.
But I can't see my wife just saying, oh, let me see what this does for my hair.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, like I have it in the house.
What you were using it for, though.
But even if she didn't see that, bro, like that's not, come on.
You can say that because you know. But she may be, but look, I'm just saying. I mean, you got Gorilla Glue, you got Gorilla Snot. It looks the same.
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. I'll pull it back up.
I thought it was the same color.
I'll pull it back up. Go ahead, keep talking.
Okay.
Man, Rod a lifesaver over here.
Look. I felt bad.
No, I feel you, but you can't apply reason and logic to the situation.
You could feel bad without having having to do all that.
She did not have.
She didn't.
Right.
Clearly not.
Yeah.
But based on what you're saying, she did. Because you're saying that she knew exactly what she was doing.
I think it was for clout. I think it was for clout. Because the more I think about it, it's like you can't mistake this for some type of hair product.
Not necessarily.
She knew it wasn't a hair product.
Right. I think she knew. You think she knew?
Yeah.
Knew it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe she knew it wasn't a hair product, but she didn't know how to.
That's not even no spray.
And it says Gorilla.
That's no spray. Nah, bruh. Don't pass go.
She knew it.
Don't collect 200.
She was trying to be slick.
That's for clout, bro.
You trying to be slick.
So hell no, kid. Hell no.
Slick.
Shut up, Myke.
You know what's funny though? When I first started growing my dreads, I put glue in my hair.
See? No.
Whoa.
Damn.
The difference is. Say what?
I was about to say, don't try to play Myke like that, like he's stupid.
Right. I knew it was glue. I didn't.
But I think she knew it was glue too. I don't think she thought it was that strong.
Then she's extra stupid. Then
no, how could you say
your original story? I was like, okay, she's stupid, but just kind of stupid. Now, if she knew it was glue, but she didn't know how strong it was, she is extra stupid. She's on like an advanced level of stupid.
She probably didn't know how strong.
Not advanced.
That's what I'm saying.
No, okay, Myke. I will say though. In the hair world, there's Gorilla Snot, which you agreed when you first heard it sounds like a very crazy name. And of course, you read the label to see what the fuck it does. And there's different versions of that. I'm trying to like mentally go into my hair product drawer at home. I think so there's a thing called Got to Be, right? And I think it's just got the number 2B, and then they have different product line. I think there's gel.
That's what she initially had, I think.
Right. Now, what I will say is Got to Be does have a product that I would have to look at it, but I think it does say Got to Be hair glue or something. There's like a spray, and then there's like a glue where you would just put it like on like right here and like lay something down so that it can stick, like a lace or something.
Yep.
If I was just completely jumping out onto Delusional Boulevard Avenue, I would probably say maybe you could confuse glue in that context with glue in another context. But to me still, Gorilla Glue is such a household name. It's like,
Yeah.
But Sophie,
don't get it.
You just said that glue is for what?
Hmm?
For like your edges, right? Like to lay something
Yeah.
down. How in the hell you put your whole your whole head?
Yeah, no, that's not it.
Come on, bro.
You're not even supposed to do that with the actual hair glue.
Who knows a glue to
It does say spray adhesive.
Yeah, who knows a glue to be a
who uses hair adhesive? Like
who uses
I can see her thinking. No, seriously, I can kind of see her thinking adhesive. You know.
Wait, but y'all are saying different things though.
No, we're not.
Okay, so Ken, do you think she knew it was a glue?
Yeah, she knew it was a glue.
Like a regular glue?
Yeah, I think she knew it was a glue.
Machine.
And y'all are thinking that she just okay, but y'all
I don't think she thought it was
here's the
that
thing.
type of
Y'all
glue.
aren't making any sense.
Okay.
You're saying that you think she knew it was glue.
Mm-hmm.
Did you think she knew it was household glue?
Okay, all I'm saying is this.
I'm saying that
I'm about to pull Judge Judy and be like, that's a yes or no question.
You can't do that.
Just a yes or no question. Do you think she knew it was a household
I'm
glue?
just telling you what
I'm thinking she knew it wasn't hairspray glue.
You think she thought it was a hairspray glue?
Wasn't. She knew, and I guess yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
You?
I think she may have known that. I think she may have known.
So she may be stupid.
No. What I'm saying is I think she may have known that it may not necessarily been hair glue, but it would work for what she needed, which is why I was bringing up the thing about the thing you brought.
So then why do you feel sorry for her?
Because like it's unfortunate that you like thought that this could work and it didn't.
It's
and
unfortunate for me that
she
she can drive. That's unfortunate because she's going to kill someone.
No,
because her brain is not working properly.
No, what I'm saying is that
it's going to have a whole bunch of new chemicals in it.
Right.
See,
I didn't think about that. Her whole brain's going to be glued to the top of her scalp.
Bro, her whole skull going to turn into mush. Look. We don't know the type of. I'm no scientist and no fucking environmentalist and nothing like that. But all I know is that them chemicals and that shit ain't supposed to be on your skin for no whole.
But the skull is pretty, you know.
So that's
your skull is pretty thick.
I wonder if she was wrapping her hair.
Exactly.
That's a skull. It's getting into your bloodstream.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know
that shit is on her head.
This is like one of the strongest glue. Because I have some at the house.
Yeah, we all do.
This is like for gluing shit, not for my hair.
Yeah, I know.
But I have a very hard time feeling sorry for her. Even if she knew it was a glue, but she knew it wasn't hair glue and she just wanted to see what would happen. Well, you dumbass.
Yep.
Now you know what happened.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't feel sorry for you.
And this is the reason why I want to bring up Sophie's point again, is because it like most women that use this type of hair adhesive, it is to lay down like a wig for an extended period of time or your edges and shit like that. If she just had her whole edge shit fucked up like that, all right, cool, bet. I can see that mistake. Right? Like I would more so believe it. But your whole head? Nah, bro.
Because of the style she was going for.
Did she have a ponytail too?
Yeah, she did.
So she wanted to slick it back to have a ponytail.
But did she spray the ponytail too?
No, they don't.
Oh no.
Hey, that's a weapon.
That's a weapon. She must be an X-Men.
I whip my hair back and forth.
Don't whip y'all done with nothing.
Yo.
I don't feel sorry for her,
Nah,
bro.
she didn't glue that part.
Hey, that shit would be like 15, 20 pounds if she glued that whole shit.
Yeah. So she only glued the top.
No damn 15, 20 pounds.
No. I'm talking about the ponytail to the side. If she glued that whole thing, that would be hella heavy.
Maybe 5 pounds.
Yeah,
either way, it don't hurt if she
back
hit
in
you
the
with
day,
it.
way back in the day. When I had my little dreads or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, they use honey.
Yeah,
honey on mine. So if I would have known that Gorilla Glue worked like that, I still have hair to this day. Because
it would look exactly the same.
I'm telling you, man, shit. I won't have to get a haircut.
But think about that.
It just came all off in one piece.
Man,
Right.
Oh, this been side the whole head.
Yeah.
This goes the whole up on the side. What the fuck is wrong with your hair? Why did it feel like that?
Right.
Man,
she might have to chisel that bitch off.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah, man.
She can't do shit at this point.
Nah,
because she got hard hair and then just a poof in the back.
Because I was thinking too,
looking like a foxtail.
Even new hair wouldn't really push that out.
The new hair is gonna grow in.
They said that. Yeah, they were saying.
Oh my God, you think it's gonna be all ingrowns?
Yeah,
because the hair on her face like able to push through that.
She gonna come outside looking like a werewolf.
Oh, fucked up.
What happened to you? I glued my hair and the hairs grew into my face.
That.
Yes.
What'd you say?
I didn't even think about that. That's terrible.
They
Actually,
said it because of the glue in the article that it was probably fractured at the root. So she's fucked up. She may be bald.
Well, then maybe
because even if she gets that off,
like a cap eventually.
What'd you say?
Maybe it'll just peel off like a cap eventually. Like
that's what I was saying. She's gonna pop one big piece.
But her normal hair isn't gonna grow back the same.
It might.
No, her scalp is gonna be bright white.
Yes, it is.
It is. It's gonna look like the white meat.
Yeah.
But it's cool. She'll get a whole bunch of wig sponsor deals. People are
absolutely
fine.
Well, people crowdsourced her to go get the shit.
See, that's the shit that I'm talking about. So we are funding stupidity. Like there are homeless people that would love a fucking McRib.
Right.
But instead, we're giving money to some girl who fucking picked up a glue can and sprayed her fucking head.
I'm not going that far.
But I'm just saying, but people, I'm not saying you. But there's people
that
are
crowdfunding
doing
stuff.
this.
Yeah.
We are crowdfunding for this dumbass.
Right.
To end up having like $1 million.
Because there may be other dumbasses out there.
Then y'all deserve it.
No.
Every single person on the face of this planet that, unless you don't speak English and you just picked up and you couldn't read it.
Right.
But if you can speak English and the bottle's in English and you sprayed this shit on your head, do not come to me for sympathy. You deserve everything that happens to you outside of death, of course, and sickness.
Right.
But you're just stuck with a hard head. You're stuck with a hair helmet.
You're going to get these jokes.
Bro, you're going to get these jokes.
You're going to get these jokes.
For a minute.
Yes.
Like when this shit peel off, it's like, remember when snakes, when they just peel off their skin, it's going to be like that.
Yeah, can you imagine like it's only a piece like at a time? Like,
oh God, like a chunk just come out?
No. Right. But what if just like a chunk gets loose? So it's only like a loose piece at a time. It may take like 6 months to like all the way come off.
She gonna re-glue it with her stupid ass. She gonna re-glue it. Guarantee she gonna re-glue it. If a piece come loose,
yeah.
I throw them motherfuckers like ninjas, like ninja stars.
Man, I don't feel sorry for her,
fight crime. No, I don't.
What's your last point, Rod?
Last question for Myke was, and maybe whoever else wants it. So if this is a close friend of yours, you would feel the same way.
She would get every joke on the face of the
Really?
Yes.
Yep.
Even her sister's making fun of her.
Say what?
Even her sister on TikTok is making fun of her.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah.
She needs to get made fun of because other people need to understand that we don't need to fund this kind of stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
We just had a bunch of white folks storm the Capitol. Can we keep making fun of white people for a little while longer before a black person does something this stupid?
Right.
Please.
If it happened to
we were on a roll for a minute. We had some good jokes for these white folks. Here come Glue.
Yep. Glue girl.
If it happened to Sophie, y'all feels
Don't
just
put me in this.
I'm just saying, if it happened to you or any of us, really.
If it happened to Sophie, my jokes wouldn't be as harsh.
Yeah.
Oh, please.
But she'd get a couple, unless she was like crying or something.
Right.
I would still think, damn, Sophie dumb, but I wouldn't make fun of her.
I was like, damn, Sophie's smarter than this.
But it sounds better though. It sounds better. Yeah, Sophie's smarter than this.
I wouldn't make fun of Sophie if it happened to her, especially if she was really upset. But
you would crack up when I left that door right behind Rod. You would crack up. Y'all would be cracking up.
If you were crying, I probably wouldn't laugh until I got home. But I don't feel, I'm sorry. Like when I put glue in my hair, I remember one of my friends, this girl I was messing around in college. She was like, why is the top of your head so hard? And I was like, well, there were like 2 or 3 dreads that would not lock. Mm-hmm. And I read online, some white guy was like, yeah, I use glue. So I was like, well, fuck.
Oh my God, not you listening to
it. It was like Elmer's glue, so you can wash it out. It wasn't like some super strong adhesive.
Right.
So I did it and it worked.
You listen to a white guy about dreads.
I know that was a mistake right there. Hey, you gonna get jokes alone off that shit.
I'm gonna tell you why.
God damn.
Because all of the websites that I saw, like, I think this was in college, so it wasn't really it was popular, but whatever. They were like, oh, try beeswax. Well, beeswax broke my hair out. Then they were like, well, try, there was like this naughty boy gel. Try that. I tried that. It did nothing. This white dude, because my hair is actually really fine. Mm-hmm. It's not kinky. So this white guy, I was like, well, if the white guy could dread his hair using glue, then maybe that'll work for my non-kinky. And I did it and it worked. But again, this was, you could wash this out. it wasn't fucking super strong adhesive. But she still clumsy. She was like, why the fuck would you put glue in your hair? I was like, well, it worked, didn't it? But hey, bro.
I have a
well,
I'm just here thinking, like, how did she apply that for real?
That's what I'm saying. I think she's full of shit.
Yeah, like, how did you apply it and nothing else is
nothing's got sticky in your house? Nothing?
Her forehead looked fine.
Because
her hands
she went to a doctor.
But she still had to lay her hair down.
She laid it down first and probably sprayed it out.
Yeah.
No, but that stuff doesn't come out just like regular. Like you have to like,
well,
you know,
we don't know, but we do
it.
know that she actually went to the doctor to get out. So some shit was in her head.
No. I'm saying she really sprayed her hair.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm saying I don't believe her that she was just like, I don't know what this is.
Have you ever used adhesive spray before? Yeah, I just told you I did a whole DIY project on my car.
Yeah, so it comes out like spray. But it would, look, unless she put like big pieces of masking tape across her forehead, she would get her forehead sticky.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's not a perfect spray.
Right.
And she doesn't have any like leftover adhesive. Huh?
yeah, she probably wiped that part off, like residue, right?
She probably wiped the residue off and left that even her part looked like pretty damn good.
Right. Her hair looked lazy.
Yeah, it was
lazy. Black woman now, I do have a couple of questions. Question number one, can she sweat? Like, you know, when you sweat and there's like, you know, like you get like
she won't be able to, Sophie, and I think that should be another health concern because
but maybe she should try to work out though, because right when you get your hair done super tight, this has happened to me before. I would be freaking out about my edges or whatever. I have like one edge, but anyways, I thought that it was gonna come off, and so they told me to go running, and I was like, for what? That just seems heavy and like cumbersome, and I just didn't want to do that. But she was like, no, like if you when you work out, your sweat glands will open up and allow air to kind of pass through and stuff. But my worry for her is if she can sweat, yes or no. If she can sweat, but it's not exiting correctly, there's probably going to be mold and mildew.
Yep. Oh my God. Yep.
Number two, number two is, can she scratch her scalp?
Nope.
That's going to be very itchy after a while.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
She could probably she have to use a drill.
Oh my God.
Or do the pat method. That's not
gonna work. That doesn't work after a while. She gonna get through to that scalp. If it's something a black woman is gonna do, when she wants to get
what I'm most worried for her about is that skin. The skin on her scalp. Because Sophie, I don't think. Look, when you use Gorilla Glue like that to the point that your hair is just one solid. It's not porous. It's literally like it's like pouring like a see-through version of concrete on your head. So she's not going to be able to sweat. Her sweat is going to stay on her skin. Right. And what's going to happen? She is going to grow mold. So I'm really worried about her.
There's levels to this.
It's going to be bad, man.
Why is anybody worried about this girl?
For real.
There's so many people who I've seen. Right. There are so many people who I've seen said that they log on to Twitter just for updates. I'm like, this is nuts. I've never seen something this stupid get this much traction.
I mean, I don't know, man. Call me, saying I have a lack of empathy or I'm just a mean asshole. Fine.
Mike, I'm with you.
I just don't feel fucking bad for her. I feel bad for people.
I actually kind of thought it was a bit wild that so many people were as empathetic, especially being that I found out on Twitter, because that's typically not an app where people are very empathetic to people. Like jokes fly all the time. So I was like, this is kind of like odd that it's getting this much empathy and attention. And then, I've seen other people say, hey, it's not really about empathy. It's like fascination and like what's going to happen next. I'm not very dedicated to the story. I mean, I guess it's interesting now since I guess everyone else is talking about it. But to me, what was more interesting was everyone saying like, oh, they need to cut her a check and she needs to blah, blah. She needs to start a hair. Like, if y'all don't shut the hell up.
Gorilla Glue don't need her endorsement.
No.
At all. No. Yeah.
At all.
Stupid ass.
But they did respond to her though.
Yeah, they told her to use alcohol or something, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the problem was. Your ass was drunk when she sprayed that shit. She don't need no more alcohol.
Fucking weird.
What you got, Sophie?
What do I have? It's very short. To be honest, I had something else, but I think I scrolled past it, so I'll just do my other one. I was just going to say that there is a new documentary on Hulu called Framing Britney Spears, where it kind of reflects on her entire career and how she came up, into stardom and stuff like that. And I don't know if you guys noticed, I didn't really, because I like her music, but sometimes these artists, these early 2000 artists, they kind of just don't make music anymore, or maybe they're content with the sales that they've done. They just kind of phase out. But it talks and highlights about how much control that her father has over her and her entire estate, which is kind of scary. It was really random, actually, how they kind of highlighted it on Hulu. There were these two girls who were really big Britney fans, and they started, believe it or not, a podcast on her Instagram. Like anytime she would post, I guess they would just delve really deep into whatever it is she was posting, which I personally thought was kind of weird, but stans are going to do what they do. And then after a while, I do not want to butcher this word. Oh my gosh. Conservatorship? Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. I'm totally butchering that word. I'm going to find the right pronunciation. But basically what ended up happening was they basically deemed her as unstable and unfit to manage her own finances and to basically look after herself. And now her dad has control of all of that. And it just seems kind of fishy because they kind of go back and forth about, her father wanting, as she kind of rose to stardom, her dad would say things like, yeah, she's going to buy me this one day. She's going to do that. They kind of sacrificed a lot to be able to get her into that position. And you can tell that the dad, in my opinion, was kind of jealous, I think. So yeah, he has rights to the estate and they're trying to petition her out of it because she seems really sick and she's trying to post all these cryptic, I wish I was out of here. I don't want to be in this situation anymore type of things. And so fans did some digging and they made an entire documentary about it. And it's very, very crazy. So all of that to say, Britney, I wish you the best. She's always seemed like a cool artist, unproblematic to me as far as I've been concerned. And it just seems really sad what she's going through. Almost like she's kind of in a bind with her own father and she can't control anything that she does. So that's really scary. But yeah, that's what I was gonna talk about.
Shave your head and beat that car up. And ever since that, she's been on a downward spiral. Didn't they take her kids or something too?
Yes. So they talked about when she was being surrounded by the paparazzi, how she grabbed her kid and put her in the front seat and was driving off, and then that went viral. And then they tried to come and take her kids because they said that she was an unfit mother and stuff like that. And then of course she was with Justin Timberlake at one point, and when they broke up, he tried to paint her in a bad light, and that got it was, to me, the entire documentary was just highlighting her rise to success, but then also how many people tore her down between the paparazzi, the press, things like that. And that kind of made her go insane. And then her dad basically swooped in as a means to say, oh, she's crazy. Let me hold all of your finances. And that's the really fucked up part. Cause it's once you see everything in order, it makes sense as to why she was just rejecting the limelight. If you had people that in your face, because photography is especially in the 90s and stuff, and the 2000s, people would make so much money from the first photo of somebody's kids or the first photo of somebody's wedding or whatever, and they would sell it to these magazines and stuff. And I know that print media has gone down a lot. Those photos are still worth stuff, but now they make it to the shade room, and people I don't think are as much in people's faces with these crazy cameras and stuff, swarming people, unless maybe they're at events or maybe they call them themselves. I think a lot of paparazzi has lost its value since the era of the Kardashians and other celebrities calling the paparazzi on themselves. So yeah, I just thought that was a wild ass fucking documentary. I know we're not doing recommendations, but if you want to check it out, I would definitely recommend it because I didn't know as much after, since before watching it. So it's just insane. So.
We'll be back after this quick break.
You got Feefo.
Did y'all see Joe Biden's raising the minimum wage?
Yeah.
What he put in?
Yeah,
Y'all saw the dollar amount? Huh?
15?
15, right?
No, 50.
50.
No.
It was 15.
Yeah, it's 50.
Yeah, ain't no way we 50 an hour.
Well, I must have heard it wrong.
You
must.
Yes,
It's about to put you on a level of glucose.
Right.
Minimum wage is gonna be $50 a month, $50 an hour.
Hey,
No, it's 15 an
so
hour.
at 15, right? Like I thought that this was very interesting because the House is talking about that they don't want to approve it, right? Do y'all think 15 is fair in terms of minimum wage? And if not, what should it be?
What is it now?
Didn't we talk about this?
$7.25, and it has not moved in 10 years.
A little.
15 is close to, because you could, I mean, if you work hard, you can live off 15 an hour. You can. So I think
because you can't do shit off of no
Depending on where you live.
no,
Depending on what
you
state.
you just can't live. You just can't.
Depending on
Could
what state
definitely live
though.
off $15.
You can live
an hour.
off, like I could live off 15 an hour.
Yeah, I could too.
I can make it work.
I could live off of $15 an hour.
So y'all think 15 is fair?
I think it's fair.
Yeah, it's the least they could do.
Right.
Why is it not fair, Roderick?
I'm not saying it's not fair. I don't think that's the question here.
So what's the question?
That's my question.
For me, because I've seen that. I've seen that 15, and I think it's a little bit more than you could just live off of 15. I think 15 is actually a good wage, honestly. I mean, depending on the lifestyle you have. Now, not for no like family or no shit or nothing like that, but I think like if my daughter made 15 an hour.
So 15 an hour for 80 hours is $1,200 before taxes.
So you're saying it's too high or not high enough?
I'm not saying it's too high. You know what I'm saying? Who am I to say it's too high? But it is a lot higher for minimum wage, in my opinion. I mean, but look, I work for myself, so I'm not the right person to even talk to about this. You know what I'm saying? But no, seriously,
because I don't
black.
I would. No.
I'm not the one to ask. I got my own business. I don't know about you. Sorry, minimum wage ass Negroes.
I feel weird. I feel weird saying. I feel weird speaking on that, being that I don't work for any company. So I mean, more power to anybody. That,
Okay. Let me give you a different perspective then.
Okay.
Paying someone that will work for you.
I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, personally, I don't mind paying somebody $15 an hour. I think that's fair.
He just ain't gonna let them work more than an hour.
No,
you better get all this 7 hours worth of shit done in 30 minutes, motherfucker. Right. You got 10 minutes over.
You got time to leave. You got time to clean, bud.
I just know that, like, at one point I made $10 an hour, right? And I was straight making $10 an hour. But I am good with money too, though. So I feel like maybe 10 is a better number for some reason.
No, so this is why I disagree. So per year at $15 an hour, that's $28,800. I think as an adult, before taxes, because taxes be but I think for an adult, right? Like, and I'm talking like 25.
So we're not talking about adults.
Yes, we are. That's why I was gonna cut you off. I was trying to let you finish.
We are talking about adults.
It's not like only kids are working minimum wage jobs. Adults are working minimum wage jobs. That's kind of the point. So if I'm a person who, for whatever reason, I can't land a job that would pay more and I have to work a minimum wage job, you're now saying that for an adult, $15 an hour is a livable wage. And not only a livable wage, is maybe a little bit above a livable wage. Like, no, an adult can't live comfortably on 15 an hour.
But we're talking about minimum wage, though.
Right. But we're still talking about adults who need supplies, who some might not have the same opportunities as me and you.
So when I think of paying people, which are decisions that we have to make, which have to be made. Yeah, I think 15 is too low.
Period.
I think it depends on the area of work. If 15 is too low.
I think for me, it depends on age, because I think somebody that is 22, 23 or under, this is really decent because you don't have a lot of expense. But I think once you start getting 27,
that's pretty privileged.
For the most part, in general.
Yeah, but we can't make laws on generality.
Oh, no. That's why I know.
I'm saying, like, if we're trying to make a general rule as far as something that can be passed and enforced, we can't say, well, we can't really base it on age because.
And here's the thing too. I don't feel I guess, apt to say what because I'm not in the trenches. I don't know the statistics or whatever or what families are doing, you know, at certain rates or what they could do. I'm sure they got analysts and everything that's analyzing all of this to make that number. I'm sure that's just not a random number. So, you know, I mean, if that's the number they came up with, I think
I think it should be the median weight
that you can make. Sometimes you can make numbers and stats say whatever you want them to say.
You can.
You know, I know that.
Yeah, so
it's storytelling behind the number.
Yeah, so I think they, you know, while I agree with you, I think it's also probably a safe number that they feel comfortable putting out there.
That's why I said I've been kind of.
I think it can go higher.
Well, yeah, I agree with Ken. Like the median income in America is typically like, what is it, like 35,000 or something like that? I just did the math. That's $18.23 per hour. Mm-hmm. So I think at like $18.25, getting people at 35,000 pre-tax, that is very fair. You can't ball. Right. But you can live off of that
and be comfortable.
I will also say, and I know you hit
it's cool. No, I got it.
That it being at 15, a lot of people probably would get insurance because they have the money to, I guess, compensate to be, you know, taken out of that wage
at 15.
If the company,
no, I'm saying like I think a lot of people don't take insurance because it's so high. Yeah. And they already not making much money. I know me when I
No, I feel that.
Yeah. I know when I was working in the field, like that was always my thing. Like, damn, man, I'm only making like 10 an hour, and then if I get insurance, I'm basically gonna be making 8 an hour or whatever. I used to have those thoughts or whatever, and I end up not even getting insurance. But I think at 15, that will give people a little bit more leeway to be like, you know what, maybe I can't.
Well, I can speak from firsthand experience. The place that were the majority of all of us met, right? I was around that $18, $19 range, and I ain't had no insurance because I'm like, if I pay for this insurance, how the fuck am I gonna pay this rent? And y'all been to my first apartment when I lived like in North Buckhead over there when I had the Super Bowl party and all that. That apartment wasn't that great. It wasn't. I didn't live in the dumps, but it wasn't amazing either. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, at $18 an hour, you are literally just getting by, and I don't think that you can afford real health care.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna have to make real life decisions even at $18 an hour.
Yeah. So when y'all look at go ahead. Yeah.
So I want to get this out before I forget it. Number one, we need to understand if Joe Biden is agreeing on $15 an hour, odds are it's already too low because they're not going to agree on a number that's going to be perfectly comfortable for everybody. This is the government. This is how they work. So if it's $15, you can already make a very safe assumption that it's too low. The other point is, I think you're slightly overestimating how easy it is to live off $15 an hour. I think with $15 an hour, I'm sure when you were making $10 an hour, that was probably in those days more like making $15 an hour. But if you're looking at the cost of living today, 20-something years later, $15 an hour really isn't very much. You're talking about what, $600 a week?
Yeah.
Or less?
Pre-tax. Pre-tax?
So, that's pre-tax.
That's pre-tax.
So
$600
you're really
a
talking about like $475 a week. So you got to think about that. $475 a week. You're looking at $1,400 a month, $1,500 a month. If you know, I'm not a mathematician, guys, so don't start fast-forwarding my math, motherfucker. You know, let's say you're making $1,500 a month. Your rent, if you're lucky, you're 7, 8.
Lucky.
Right. So so then you're left. You're basically losing almost half of that. No, more than half of that.
More than half of that
for rent. You're saying after rent, you have what, 7 left?
Yep. Bills.
Lighting.
Best case scenario for insurance.
Gas.
Insurance is like what, $300 a month?
Yep.
So you're losing.
Unless you have a car note, it's a wrap.
No, I'm saying just like health insurance, because the idea here is that you can now get health insurance. I'm saying no, you can't. You're still broke.
Yep.
Like
super broke.
$15 an hour is really nothing. So I make pretty good money at my job. I don't have insurance, not because I can't afford it. I just don't think it's fucking
worth it.
It's worth it. Yeah. I would rather go to fucking urgent care if I ever get sick. The only time health insurance, in my opinion, is worth it, you have children and shit, that's a different story. But for me, myself, I would have to break an arm or get something amputated in order for me to rack up enough bills to where my insurance would even do anything. So why am I paying this fucking asshole in the corner $400 a month for this? And if I'm making $15 an hour, I'm really gonna be like, fuck y'all.
Because
And
I
the
remember
other
I
thing
used
you
to
have
have.
to consider is that these owners are against it because it cuts into their profit.
Absolutely.
So they're going to find a way to cut costs, and insurance could be
Mhm.
something they decide to cut.
Mm-hmm.
So they're making all kind of threats now to kind of push back against this law.
Just to combat with your point,
Or to change.
just a little bit, and I know I get into this whole tizzy when I do this that people think that I'm gonna get something for something. I just want to make that clear that like the more I think about it, yeah, I think 15 is fine or whatever. Just want to make that clear.
When I was young, it was like what, 4 something? 5 something?
Yeah.
Bro, yeah. My first job at Captain D's.
Yeah, bro.
My job was like 20 or something.
It was
4
low,
something.
Yeah,
man.
when I started working, at the age it was I think 5.25 was
When
this
kids started working,
yeah.
it was like 2 shillings.
2 shoelaces.
Yeah, I'm saying it was like I think it was $4.75 my first job.
My first
and when
job was like 7 something. I was working at Burger King in Macon, Georgia.
Yeah, I was making like 5 something, I believe.
Yeah, it was 5.20. They had just went up from 4.75.
And I worked with adults. I worked with adults at Captain.
I work with adults at Burger King.
You got to think the government then thought that was a livable wage, and it probably
maybe
closer because if you can get rent for $500 a month, but if inflation happens and you're just like, no,
right.
No, we'll give you an extra $3. No, dude. No, what are we talking about here?
And you know what's so interesting too, like just listening to this whole conversation, I think a lot has to do with perspective, which goes a little bit on Rod's point. Because I remember when I was making this amount of money, in the $30,000 range, I thought, shit, I was balling at the time. Or it was the most money.
Because you ain't never had shit.
What happened?
Like, that's because you ain't never had shit. I used to think
I ain't never had shit.
Getting 280 or 300 every 2 weeks was lit. But
it was super lit. It was super lit.
Yep,
you know what I'm saying?
$10 an hour job, I felt the same way. I was like, God damn, you giving me 10? All I gotta do is put this stuff on the shelf. 10?
Right.
Man, I was bankhead mouth all fucking day, bro.
But like now, I'm like, I don't know how I can have my lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, and make that type of bread. And I don't just mean from like the shoes and shit like that. It's like, my wife, she hasn't worked. You know what I'm saying? I've been the sole responsible person for my household. If I was making what I made back at the job, there's no way.
See, I think that's the thing too. See, I still live with that idea, with that perspective, as if I still make.
Damn, that's crazy. Me too.
Yeah, I do. I know it. I know it may appear that way sometimes, but literally, dog, like shoes is the only thing I really spend my money on like that. Like I don't buy myself clothes. I kind of recycle my clothes, change up shirts, change up stuff like that.
Me too.
Like the only thing I invest in is my kids and my family. Like but I don't go, and even my cars, y'all see like even my charger. My charger wasn't like the Hemi charger. It was the entry level charger. Like people see my car and they think, oh yeah, it's a charger. But no, I had the entry level joint. So and then the car I have now, it's very practical. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how I live. Like I still make $10, $15 an hour. Like that's just and it's worked for me.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I do the same thing. I think I buy records. I don't buy anything else.
I really don't.
Yeah.
And I don't have any vices either. So that helps too.
I mean, only thing I like to spend money on is going on trips or something like that, but that's about it.
Like I know this motherfucker.
That's it.
Whose vice is to cut
you spend bread on your house.
Only thing I spend my money on.
Yeah.
Bread on your house.
I gotta cut the Calcutta right quick. That's the only vice I got. You know what I'm saying?
And then, like,
you know what I'm saying?
Right. That's it. That's it.
Let me go hit Bermuda on the next weekend. That's my only vice.
I mean, if I could, I got the time.
Beezy got his groove back.
Yeah, man. I'm just
that's a vice.
Yeah, like I don't.
I go on excursions here and there. I never go on excursions.
Yeah, I don't.
Me either. I ain't going on excursion in a minute.
That's what I'm saying. I don't
spell it.
I'm saying. UROKE. That's how I spell it.
That's it. Like I don't spend no money on like clothes and shoes and stuff like that. It'd be. I want to go on trips, man. I want to see the world.
I feel that. I wish I didn't buy records because I would be able to go on trips.
Yeah, I want to see the world.
I want to see the world too.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you got, Myke?
So Canada has added 12 new groups to their list of, look, I just want everybody to know that when I start talking, everybody get on their phone, but they don't want to hear none of this bullshit.
I'm sorry.
I'm fucking with y'all. I'm fucking with y'all.
Right, my bad.
I'm fucking with you. Just whatever. Canada added 12 new groups to their list of terrorist organizations. Among them, coincidentally, is Adam Waffen, the group I tried to put y'all on to a few months back. Canada is actually taking them seriously, but I found it interesting that they actually labeled the Proud Boys a terrorist organization.
That's what's up.
Wow, Canada.
If you guys remember, the Proud Boys was the group that stupid ass Trump told to stand back and stand by. Now, people will get this confused. So the Proud Boys in the United States, they're labeled an extremist group. And I think people kind of get the extremist group labeling and the terrorist group labeling kind of mixed up. Labeling something an extremist group isn't really that big of a deal. It's basically saying just keep an eye on them. They might do some fucked up shit. But labeling something a terrorist group means they're subject to advanced and ongoing information gathering, and they can be put on no-fly lists. So, the best part is they can have their fucking bank accounts frozen.
Word.
And this part I didn't know. I didn't know this part. So let's say if we started up a group that ended up being designated a terrorist organization, and we printed our shirts for our terrorist organization through Spreadshirt, like we do our Dead and Hip Hop merch. Spreadshirt can be brought up on charges.
Wow.
Because they're not allowed to print any kind of merch, make any kind of money. They can no longer take donations. Like right now, like for me to be a member of the Proud Boys, they can say, well, you have to pay me a membership. If you're labeled a terrorist organization, you can't do that anymore. So this, in Canada at least, this is really fucking the Proud Boys, which I think is amazing. What was the other thing? Oh, I didn't know that they were actually founded in Canada. Like their founder is a
Proud
guy
Boys. Proud Boys was founded in Canada. Didn't know that.
Their founder was a guy named Gavin McGinnis. He's since tried to sort of separate himself, but he's saying that he started the entire thing as a joke, which is bullshit.
Yeah,
it was kind of trolling. Some of it was trolling, but he's clearly putting out these fucked up racist ideas. But the group has now morphed into more of a white nationalist organization. It used to be more so they were just propping up Western values, especially Western misogynistic values. Like they would constantly talk about how women were lower than them and they should get back in the kitchen, they should work, et cetera, et cetera. The white nationalist part seemed to come a little bit later. But yeah, I think it's great. Unfortunately, the US hasn't gotten there yet.
Yeah, they haven't got on board.
I think hearing that the Proud Boys are listed next to Al-Qaeda and Boko Haram, I think it's fucking great. Like we need to really start looking at these white nationalist groups as domestic terrorist groups, that was actually my topic a few weeks ago when I didn't get to, was it last week that I didn't give a topic?
Last week.
Yeah, that was actually my topic from last week, was that the Department of Justice, or it may have been the Department of Homeland Security, I can't remember which one, but there was a big story around, it got leaked that they were actually aware of white nationalist, white supremacist activities, and they were specifically told to dumb down the language to make it seem like it wasn't that bad. And now that we're watching all of this and we're watching Canada take bigger strides than the United States is, it's kind of fucked up. But yeah, that was it. You know,
damn.
Did you see?
I think it's great.
Did you see the article in the New York Times about how they have turned against Trump, the Proud Boys?
Yes. QAnon Shaman has now, I think he might have even agreed to testify against Trump. If I'm not, I could be wrong on that. So you guys can fact check me if you want to, but I think I saw something about him at least offering to testify against Trump, as far as he's saying that he was tricked. And I think a lot of them are saying that they were tricked by Trump. And it's we've been telling you stupid fuck this for the last 5 years. Don't listen to this guy.
They're calling him a total failure. They were disappointed that he didn't pardon any of them. You know, one of the Telegram channels, this is on the New York Times, they said it was it really is important for us all to see how much Trump betrayed his supporters this week. We are nationalists first and always. Trump was just a man, and as it turns out, an extraordinarily weak one at the end.
I didn't even think about that aspect of it, of like him not pardoning some of those people.
I mean, I don't really know why he would.
Right. because he didn't care about them like that.
He didn't
They were
care
the
about
ones
them
that was stupid.
And that would have made him look worse because they're trying to bring him up on charges for this whole thing that's happened.
Mhm.
So if he pardoned,
But he said, "I love you. I care about you."
But you know that But you know,
I know.
They didn't know. They really believed it. They really thought.
They really believed him.
These
Yeah.
people really thought
Important to
that
us.
he had a plan in place
Yep.
to retake back the office.
Mm.
Like they thought every single move he made, which is crazy to me anyway, but they thought every single move that he made was intentional.
Yep.
When nothing he has done throughout the last 4 years have even shown them that he is that shrewd of a guy. But yeah, they called him a total failure, weak, pathetic. Yeah, they're against this brother.
But now don't get it twisted and think that because they're against Trump that now means they're no longer racist or white nationalists.
That's what I was number.
They are still that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
Because I think he even said when Kim was reading, one of the guys even said, "Okay, well, no, nationalism is still our thing. It's just we're looking at Trump and realizing he wasn't really about that life."
Right. And remember, that's kind of what I said, that they're gonna leave him and go look for somebody else.
Yeah.
Once this is all over.
You did.
So with that said, and I don't know if y'all brought this up on those 2 weeks that I wasn't here, but do you still feel the same way you felt as far as like them being open and out there trying to be actively going against anyone that's like, I don't know, what did you? I don't want to mix your
None of my feelings have changed as far as what I've said in the past about white nationalist groups still being dangerous and still feeling emboldened.
Okay.
Them being upset with Trump, it's not all of them. It's the ones that got caught and went to jail. These are not all of the Proud Boy groups. These are not all the white nationalist groups that are saying that Trump was a failure. These are just some people who got arrested and thought that they were going to be let go. So these groups that are out there, they still feel emboldened. This is the reason why it was somebody in the FBI actually said that white nationalism and white supremacy is the biggest domestic terrorist act that we have active in the United States. I can look up the exact quote, but I might be paraphrasing, but it's very close to that.
Yeah.
There's a reason that they're saying that. Like, well, once again, you guys can keep dismissing what I say and act like I'm being fucking paranoid. The FBI is saying this shit. It's not just Myke C-Town on fucking... Right. Is the mic still on? The FBI is saying that white supremacist groups are a problem
because they got evidence to back it up and everything.
Yes.
So of course that's going to be a concerner within itself. If the FBI is saying it,
and why would they make that up?
Right?
What reason would they have to make that up? Trump was the one. His crew was the ones trying to get them to downplay that stuff and be like, "Nah, don't word it that way," because they knew that was their supporters, that was their fan base, that was their constituency.
Yep.
But now the FBI is able to speak a little bit more clearly. They're not worried about, Trump and his people coming around being like, "No, you can't say that. No, you can't say that." They're not worried about that shit. But no, my opinion hasn't changed, bro.
I know. I think we've talked about this before here. And I may have asked this before, but I don't quite remember. So who are the white people that just I won't say simply, who want to? I don't want to deal with black folks. I don't care what they do. They do their black shit or whatever. I just don't want them in my space. What would you call those white people?
Racist.
Just racist?
Well, what do you mean, like, as opposed to what?
As opposed to nationalist and...
They're probably nationalists as well.
So who do you think are a threat right now?
All of them.
Because
those people can easily be, what's the word? What's the word like when Al-Qaeda finds somebody radicalized?
Okay.
Those people can easily be radicalized because it's very easy to go from, I don't really want to deal with black people to where, I have to deal with black people and I don't like this and I need to change it. It's very easy to go from one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
I'm not saying be afraid of.
I feel you. I mean, because I watched a documentary before where, and I know they could have just been talking. It was like, yeah, black people can do what they want. I just don't want them in my town. I don't want them in my da-da-da-da-da. And these were like KKK people. Like, it wasn't like I want to go attack black people.
You think they're going to go on a documentary and say, I want to go attack a bunch of black people?
No, that's why I said it could have been just saying it, but
yeah,
Yeah,
and it's a couple of things that I thought were interesting. That's kind of in the same lane. So, You saw Marjorie Taylor Greene. They got her ass out of the committee assignments.
And she was so confused and shocked.
Right.
With
it's
her
like,
stupid ass.
Yeah, you said those things, and then she's talking about, well, that's not how I feel now. Bullshit. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Because she tried to pull that Trump shit too.
Mhm.
And it's a lot easier when he was in office. Now that he's out of office, people can kind of either pander or feel like they can move a lot freely. The second thing I saw that was interesting was the Parler CEO.
Oh, yeah.
They got rid of him because he wanted to change the way the site or the app works. In other words, he wants to add some parameters around what they could say on the app.
Mhm.
So he's thinking like a business owner.
Mhm.
So I thought that was interesting. And they got rid of his ass, which I thought was interesting too. But the thing is like, yeah, you can get rid of him, but if you don't make these changes, how are you gonna get back online? Unless you just go to the dark web. So they're kind of stuck.
That's where they've been anyway. Like
Yeah.
people really look at that Parler situation. They're like, oh, well, they got kicked off of everything. So this is a win. Man, you white liberals and your false sense of security. This is bullshit. It's not a win. They can still actively recruit.
Yeah. The third thing I saw was this was an article. It was CNN. CNN
What them fools say?
interviewed this lady and said that she was stunned by Biden's inauguration, how this South Carolina mom escaped QAnon. And I read the article. There's some South
QAnon.
Carolina lady
I still didn't hear
South Carolina lady escaped QAnon, which is another version. Them and the Proud Boys running
QAnon, they're a group that works
Oh,
on
yeah, no,
conspiracies, and they
yes,
think
yes.
that was it Hillary
Just
was
took a minute
involved
to
in
process.
child trafficking, and they're fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nuts.
And she got
I never knew
caught
how to
up.
pronounce it.
Hmm.
I didn't
Quanon.
know. Yeah, I didn't know that's how it was pronounced.
But yeah, so she thought that Trump would declare martial law. That didn't work. Let's see. Where is it? She said she was devastated. She went into panic mode. Her mom actually, talked her out of it. So there was a lot of weird things that she was saying on here, in the article. But the thing that I took away from that is that, so now you're going to try to humanize these people, right? So you're going to take all these people that were in QAnon and Parler and try to tell their story and just say, oh, they were just caught up for the moment. They're back.
Mhm.
And you're trying to repair their image. Some of these people image, you're trying to repair it. CNN, what are you doing? Like, you profited off of this stuff, and now you're going to tell this sympathetic story about this woman in South Carolina. It's just like, I don't know, man. I think there's a spin going on that I'm going to watch for. What's up,
man? I don't know. I mean, this isn't a new thing. I mean, we've always heard sympathetic stories about, the white guy that escaped the Klan and the white guy that used to be a part of XYZ cult.
Right.
I mean, this is not a new thing. I think that they should humanize these groups so people start to understand how easy it is for people to fall for this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it'll make it a little bit easier to combat them. Now, I agree with you 100%. Don't go overboard and start trying to make us feel sorry for someone that was racist 3 weeks ago. I'm with you 100%.
Yeah.
But I do think that they should be humanized. We shouldn't just look at them robotically and just be like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no. I agree with that part. It's just, I also just, this could be entirely conspiracy but it just felt like they're going to try to find a way to repair their image. They being
QAnon?
white America. From, the way that the optics of how white people storming the Capitol looked and how they have to really take a look at themselves and be like, oh shit, like, are we really racist? And all this other stuff. So how do they go about repairing that image and saying, oh, it's not America, it's just small subset of America that's doing this? So you take a few of these people, you tell their stories, you show how easy it can get caught up. Oh, she learned the error of her ways. So it could tell two things. It could accomplish both. It could show how easily people can get, radicalized or caught up in a cult. And it can also show that, everybody was not in their way. So this was an anomaly in American history. So, but just an observation. So, that's been going on since this thing took place.
I mean, I think a lot of times when it comes to racists, the best case scenario is they change their mind. You know, like outside of them never being racist in the first place, or or at least never being actively racist in the first place, the absolute best case scenario with a racist is something happens, they realize it was wrong, they come back later and they apologize and they change their ways. So maybe that's what CNN is trying to push. I don't know.
I mean, it probably was a good story. I mean, I sat there and read the whole thing, but I thought it was bullshit. I'm like, okay, well, how I was reading for the spin to see what they were gonna do. But yeah, it was scary, man. I'm like, okay, like, lady, you got caught up like this in South Carolina, and you really believed all of these things that the people were saying. You know, that was the thing about it. It's just like, man,
I guess it's easy to believe that Hillary Clinton would be involved in a sex cult, in a child trafficking. I mean, shit. I'm not even joking. Crazy. After what Bill Clinton went through, and then she shows up. I mean, them pantsuits. I don't know. It looks like a child trafficking pantsuit.
Oh my god.
Oh, here's my
I'm gonna have to go, yo. I gotta meet the 4 people at my house.
Okay.
Come on.
All right.
Get on there, motherfucker.
All right. Well, that's gonna do it for topics this week as Beezy runs away with all that noise.
Bye, Sophie.
She did say bye.
No, she just kissing on.
Well, we're gonna. We're going to jump into our comic commentary and read a quick pass of Myke. It's not really a question, but more of a comment about last week. So we'll read that, and then we'll get out of here, y'all. Run out of time. All right, we're back. So Shaolin Mike 94 said, all right, jerk-offs, let's get a dead-end investments going. I love that y'all talked about what's happening with GameStop. We'd love to hear y'all talk more about stocks amongst other investments. Okay, but while y'all mention that, follow me on public, man. Hit the link. I put a post in there in Reddit, man. If you want to engage in that sort of stuff, hit me up. Follow me on there. It's a nice little social community, and we can talk about stocks. I've been having a great conversation with Yep_is me again about that throughout the week. So really dope. But we no debt investments anytime soon.
Yeah,
I ain't costing anybody any money. Sleepmore 45. I hate to be a pessimist, but I think people should get the most out of what they can from GameStop instead of trying to stick it to the man. While symbolic of a class war, this is a billionaires game, and even if a bunch of people get rich, the billionaires aren't going anywhere. It would be amazing if this led to more class consciousness, but I don't really see it happening. Great episode as usual.
That's being a pessimist.
That is a pessimistic approach.
What you mean?
I mean, he doesn't believe that out of this there could be this financial awakening, or that there could be change, and that regular everyday people can trade. Okay. He always thinks the billionaires want to stay on top, and for the most part, yeah. But I think more common folk could actually get in and
I think it evens out the playing field.
Yeah,
the billionaires are always going to be billionaires, but how many more millionaires can we make?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shout out to Shifty Nifty, who tried to check me on that song Zoom last week, who said he thought I was talking about Fat Larry's band and not and thought it wasn't the Commodores until I posted the link.
Ooh, see?
Like, I'm an OG, man. Come on now.
And it's woo, 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 not zoom, zoom, zoom.
Man, I was just like,
we got caught up in the moment.
We got caught up in the moment. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. You got the woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, y'all niggas was saying zoom, zoom, zoom.
Hey, all that shit sounded like.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, shit. Yeah. And then Naomi's like, no, that's not. And I was like, well, what song is it? What song is it? And she played it. I was like, oh yeah, I like that's. You don't even realize he's saying Zoom in that song. So that's why that's why I didn't realize. But yeah, of course I know that song.
Mad Cobra, for everybody listening who want to know what Myke was the artist. Chief Doomsday posted it on Reddit.
What happened?
I was trying to remember. Remember the other reggae artist I was saying that was popular back in the day, and I couldn't remember who it was. Okay. Yeah, it was Mad Cobra.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and go check out Chief, man. He's a dope artist, by the way.
Hello, crew, a physician here. I'm telling you, man, the diverse audience, man. They showing crazy. Up, bro. They showing up.
A physician, a lawyer. Damn.
So
glad we can
Amani Amani wrote, hello,
Amani?
crew.
It's probably Amani.
Yeah, like, whoa, Ken.
It's wrote Aymaneye.
It's probably still Amani.
It's probably Amani. Yeah, that's what I said.
You just say Amani or Yanni?
And then I said Amani, and then I said Amani or something. I don't know.
Man, we're in fucking America, dude. Get a goddamn regular fucking American name.
Get an American name.
Your name is fucking Norman, dude. Oh, here, what the fuck ever, bro?
How about these A nuts? Okay?
A nuts in your mouth, dude. Your fucking name
I'm
is
45.
Norman.
I can't read all this shit they be writing.
It's Amani, but it is spelled kind of weird. I'll give you that.
Viruses are just let off to die or given drugs to deactivate them.
Mm-hmm.
Myke was right. Exhaustion and lack of sleep, in addition to cold, which decreases your immunity, also fucks with nasal mucus boogers, viscosity, so it is not able to catch microorganisms.
What'd she say about my head cold though?
That's kind of what she was saying.
How do I stop that shit?
It was. You were not alone. There was some other comments in there.
I know.
Talking about that.
Man, telling you, man.
Yeah, there were people arguing with the doctor, and like, y'all don't shut the fuck up arguing with this damn doctor.
Yeah. Other thing I looked up today. Do you know that sitting too close to the TV doesn't make your vision go bad?
That doesn't surprise me.
No.
Did you know it's not illegal to ride around your car with the fucking light on the inside?
It's not.
It's not, dude.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
You didn't know that either, did you?
No, I didn't.
Oh shit.
We have been lied to all of our lives by our parents.
Yes.
That's factual?
Yes. It is not illegal.
Correlation does it, because I looked it up because fussing my kids all this about, because I'm traumatized, because I thought it happened to me when I was young, because I used to sit up close to the TV.
Yep, me too.
Apparently, it's just you have bad eyesight. So that's why you get close to this TV, and it's a sign that you should take them to get their eyes checked.
What about microwaves?
What about them?
Can you sit in front of microwaves?
Yeah.
I've heard that you couldn't.
What's gonna happen? You gonna turn into Captain Marvel?
The radiant, like the radiant
from the Watchers. The blue guy.
Like the blue dude? Dr. Manhattan?
Yeah, Dr. Manhattan.
What happened? Dr. Modest?
Yeah, I don't know what I've never heard anybody say what actually happens, but I remember like people saying, "Don't stand in front of the microwave or whatever." Nobody's ever told me.
I've never heard that one.
Adults.
I believe you that it's been said. I don't think I heard that one.
Yeah. My grandma used to get on me about the TV thing, because when I was a kid, I used to like TV be right here.
Me too.
Yeah.
But the light thing is interesting. You said that though, because I mean, I don't keep the light on because it affects your vision inside the car.
Yeah,
But I used to keep like a black light in my car. I had a Ford Pro. I don't know.
Back in the day,
a black light? That's like some pimp shit. What you doing in the car?
It just looked cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
I did the same thing. I remember when I was in Miami, I had an old like '88 Honda Accord. And I went to AutoZone and I bought a whole bunch of fucking like neon lights.
They must
and
have been pushing that shit. They must have been pushing.
Yeah, they was pushing that shit.
Yeah,
and up underneath like your like your footwell and shit, I had the lights there, so it would like glow. I had super dark tint.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was a thing back in the day.
No, it was cool. It was cool.
Yeah.
But no, there was a rumor for the longest time that the parents would tell you that you cannot keep that inside light on when you're driving. You'll get a ticket. No, it's not true.
Yeah, we have been lied to so much. Yeah, it was. I just decided to look it up. I'm like, is that shit for real? And I looked it up.
And they didn't really believe it.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, they did.
Because it wasn't internet and stuff. Now we're privy to that stuff now. Like, we can look up anything.
Yeah, and people can actually,
research.
Yeah,
do
exactly.
their own research instead of waiting on an article or a magazine.
Peachy Guerilla, for those who are interested in stocks and don't want to worry about day trading, get index funds. They aren't sexy, but I consider it a necessity for anyone's future retirement plans. They're just basically safe stocks. They invest in all the big dogs.
Me and Ken was kind of talking about index funds off the show one day, off air.
He said, keeping money in savings is fine, but you end up losing to inflation anyway. Grow your savings. I guess you're right. That's a good point.
You end up losing to inflation.
You do because you can't outpace that rate,
right?
Because like I put a nice chunk. I have a nice chunk in my savings, and the amount that I've gained in interest is like,
oh yeah, that's shit.
It's nothing.
Really not. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. So that's why I'm glad he kind of wrote that. So that was a good point. Last couple, Cutter 3,000. I understand you all's point about not canceling student loan debt for doctors and such, but given how long it takes them to actually start making heavy money, 12 years. I feel like we should be canceling theirs, if not from a logical, add more money to the economy. So that's what he said about that.
But they already stimulate the economy. Like they already have, even with their heavy student loans, they have disposable income.
And even if it does take them 12 years,
they'll be able to pay it off
in 12 years.
Exactly.
We will not. This is how they trick you guys into fucking having sympathy for the bourgeoisie. Please cut that shit out. I feel you. I understand what he's saying. I get it.
Do you understand? Like, look, I have really good friends that are pharmacists, like legit pharmacists.
Me too.
Not street pharmacists. And pharmacists make
they do
back in the day
stupid money.
They make really good, and they don't even make doctor money.
Right.
And I remember, and this is more than 10 years ago, because the last time I saw them physically was back on my 25th birthday, because they live back in Miami. Bro, they signed a contract to work at Walgreens that they would make $1.2 million in like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. And
do you know how long it's gonna take me to make $1.2 million?
And you want us to clear their student debt? I'm not worried about that. They'll be fine. They can pay their student debt off in a year.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck out of my face, bro.
These are really quick. Black Roz 1, the virus discussion was the longest non-topic ever. The reason why I didn't cut that out is because we only had 2 topics. So I decided I didn't want to cheat people.
Damn, we went 3 hours on 2 topics?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That rate.
Well, plus the virus stuff, like we didn't really get into the actual topics until 40 minutes in.
Damn.
Yeah. So it was like 2 hours and 20 minutes.
That came off a recommendation, didn't it? That came off me talking about elderberry, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Damn.
That was an organic one.
Fucking crazy.
Yep. And they wrote some comments in there about that. Deltron 03030, the TI and Stock Talk was fantastic. LOL at Myke slipping in Mia Khalifa in the Stock Talk. And Myke was on point
slipping in Mia Khalifa. All right.
with the consent form stuff. Last one, run down, run it. Feefo, my thing is this. Rest of the cast,
Okay. This is true.
This is very much true. All right, so we appreciate all of the comments this week. A lot of smart comments from a lot of people, providing some facts and giving us some insight on a lot of different things, man. Really, really dope
Being
week.
positive.
Yeah, that was the other thing. I think it was very positive. Nobody was calling me stupid.
Yeah.
Not that many. But anyway, so yeah, that's that for that. So we'll jump into the Pass the Mic segment.
That's that on that.
And I'm just going to read this one, then we're going to get out of here because we're short on time. You can send your question or comment or thoughts to isthemicstallon@gmail.com. This one comes from JP. So he wrote that it's a stocks follow-up. He said, great combo on stocks for this week's episode. Similar to Ken, I bought stock at AMC at $2.23 in and sold at $11 for 343% gains in the span of just 2 weeks. To answer one of Rod's questions, AMC went up to nearly $20, and I set a stop loss at $11, and it sold once it got to that level. The fluctuation is pretty insane, as recently Clover Health dropped $2 a share. He said he had 24 shares due to a bearish article on Thursday. I bought more on the dip, bringing my average down, and once, God damn it, I'm going to really fuck this up. Shamit Palahapatia, who backs the company, tweeted that the article
I'm sorry.
That the article had misleading statements. It went up almost $2 in the span of 5 to 10 minutes. Thanks for the great content as always. So yeah. Yeah, what's up, Sophie?
Was that a question?
Right, that sounds like a statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to pick something so we get out of here.
Why are you cheapening?
Do that, man. We had that long ass conversation about stocks. You ain't got another conversation?
Not a question. We can
outside of
23.
All right, so this question comes from Christian. Hello, y'all. I'm a huge fan of your work, and I want to thank you all for the work you put in.
Appreciate it.
I was listening back to an old episode and recalled a question from a guy, Skylar, who gave this long-ass story about going to Oklahoma from New York to meet with this girl he met on Skype. And his question at the end was, what was the biggest risk you took? Beezy's reaction always get me because he's like, couldn't we just start there? We don't need a goddamn movie script for a question. It made me think, what is the most annoying question you've received from a fan? It could be a question from, is the mic salon dead end, or any other context you received it in. Thank you so much, and y'all stay safe out here with this pandemic. The floor is y'all.
Go ahead, Rod. You go first.
I said I'm not.
Man, come on, man. Look, fuck it. I don't care. I'll go. I'm gonna tell you right now, the most aggravating question that y'all ask me, it's two, but they're kind of tied. It's, hey man, can you give me some suggestions on some good hip hop? It's a stupid fucking question.
Go to fucking YouTube.
Bro,
like, what do you?
No,
why are you asking me?
That's
Go
a
to
legitimate
YouTube.
question. That is a stupid question.
I got 10 years of recommendations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
I have, and not only on Dead End, but that's the whole point. That's why it aggravates me, because I'm like,
all right.
Fuck you. That's my suggestion.
But watch Dead in Hip Hop.
Yes,
I got you.
Because it's that, crazy. And like people will be like, "Hey man, I'm trying to like, get into metal. Do you have any suggestions?" Yes, bitch. My fucking YouTube channel. Go there and watch a video. I don't answer any of these questions, and I promise you, every single time. And I know they're not trying to be annoying, but you're just a lazy asshole. You want me to sit there and first of all, I don't even know what the fuck you listen to. Damn.
Wow, so now you got one.
Yeah, fuck my whole shit. No, like, this is what happens. This is the attitude you get when you make 150 an hour.
So is.
You look at motherfuckers like me that don't make that. Like, man, my time is more important
than yours.
It's to
your question, though. It's to your thing. Like, okay, so I was saying, I'm about to do my ride thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, say if the person that's asking about hip hop,
mm-hmm.
they know like your palette is broader than what we actually review on the channel. Mm-hmm. So maybe they want suggestions outside of what we review on the channel that you personally like that we don't cover.
But they can hold on.
Go ahead.
They could frame that question way different.
Thank you.
No, they can't. No, because look, here's the thing. That's extremely lazy if you're just asking me directly, oh, what should I listen to? Because if you ask me, you know what, I saw this review or I like this artist too, but you don't mention this particular artist because like they're in the same bucket. I never seen a review like that. Do you listen to him personally? That's different.
Not everyone communicates that way though. I get what you're saying.
But you think I'm gonna bend my back to try to figure out what the fuck you listen to?
It might be just an artist you just so happen to not even tell us about.
But the thing, okay, then go to my channel.
But it may not be on your channel though.
Do you tweet the link back? Like when you reply?
I don't reply to them.
You should at least reply with your link. Especially to the metal people.
No.
Just go watch here.
No. Because here's the thing. I don't like lazy ass people. Like we are older, maybe not you as much, but like at least me and Ken.
I'm starting to get
grew up. But I'm saying we grew up in the era of if you wanted to go find new artists, you had to work.
Yeah.
You had to go do research, and there was no internet.
Mm-hmm.
So these motherfuckers have it made. So you're sending me a tweet being like, "Hey, can you suggest some hip hop to me?" Sure. YouTube.com/Dead End Hip Hop. I don't know what you listen to. So you expect me to really start probing? Hey, man, what kind of hip hop do you want?
Because
I want some lyrical hip hop. Are you serious?
It's because they value your opinion.
That's fun, but you don't value my time.
His opinion has been recorded for 10 years.
Thank you, Ralph.
It has been, which is why they coming to him because they know because based on the stuff that he likes and based on the stuff that he says on reviews, I'm pretty sure there's hip hop that we don't cover on Dead End Hip Hop that he may be able to recommend and suggest.
But they're not asking. They're not asking that. If they came to me and they say, "Yo, I love JPEG Mafia. I love
anybody else like that.
Do you have anybody similar to that?"
That's a different question.
Sure, absolutely. Go check out Moody Black. Go check out XYZ. Go check out K the I. I'll do that.
So it's just the wording for you.
They're seriously asking me, "Hey, dude, can you suggest some hip hop to me?"
Huh?
No.
For the metal stuff, you really should tweet your
lines,
channel though.
Wait, y'all go.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just saying for your metal, you should really at least reply with your channel.
Well, no, what I have said, because I'll quote tweet their asses. And I'll be like, I have years and years of suggestions on my YouTube channel.
Gotcha.
But the thing is, they know about it. That's why they're asking me about metal. It's not like I get on here and talk about metal. So they know I talk about metal on my channel. And metal is just like hip hop. So it's like, what kind of metal do you want? Do you want Metallica? Do you want Slipknot? Do you want Emperor? What do you want? So I guess I come at it from a standpoint of I don't like to waste anybody's time. So it would be like if I sent you a message and said, "Hey man, how do I make my video look better?" You know what I'm saying? Or how do I make my car run better?
Yeah, it's too broad.
Like how do I make my computer run better, Ken? Like what?
Because especially, look, man, like we've been doing this shit for 10 years. So if you come to me with some very vague shit like that, it's slightly disrespectful. It is. You're too vague.
The times are different though. Like Myke said, we grew up where we were seekers. We had to go find that stuff. Nowadays, people are used to having stuff curated and pushed to them.
But that's why they shouldn't ask me that stupid ass question.
But
that's already curated. It's 10 years
Google
worth.
will curate anything you want. Ask. Look, anytime you want to ask me a dumbass question, go ask Google. What metal should I listen to? Ask Google, and Google will tell you.
Right. But they don't want Google. They want your personal opinion.
Then they need to go to my channel and do a little bit of work. They can literally just pull up one video, and there are 8 recommendations in that video.
How do you know that they don't?
You make a good point.
That is my point. So if you did, then it's an extra fuck you.
Exactly.
Because that means you didn't bother to go check out any of the recommendations I gave.
And that's why it's disrespectful.
Exactly.
That's why it's disrespectful.
So you have something you have something that you do recommendations.
You would know if you watch my channel.
Now watch some stuff, but I don't.
Yeah,
watch
but you wouldn't watch
everything.
record shit because it's not interesting to you, and I get it.
Yeah.
But if you are a person that wants to find out about other genres outside of hip hop, I do a video a week.
Yeah, people have asked me. I'm talking to you like telling you what to do, even though I don't do it. But people are like, hey, what are some good podcasts I can listen to? And I intend to reply back, but unlike you, I don't have videos.
Yeah.
And I know I promise to make a top 10 list like every year, and I never do.
You sure don't.
So I'm putting myself in your shoes that if I did have that content available, how would I feel if somebody asked me that? And I think I would be annoyed just like you.
People don't really understand, like, I know Rod does, of course, but I'm not even like an expert editor. So I'm sure I'm not anywhere near as fast as Rod. They don't understand, like, for me to go in there, make a script, set up lights, record the shit, edit it down, up, like, all of that shit takes time.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to then come to me and be like, I don't feel like watching that thing you put all this work into. Instead, how about you curate a special list for me? You know, the disrespect, the egg on Twitter with the name X35222A at whatever. Like, you really, come on, bro. Like, you don't think I have anything else to do?
Right.
Like, give me the little, at least if you said, hey man, I watched this video and I checked out 3 of these bands and I really like them. Can you give me anything similar to that? Yeah. Oh, we can talk all day.
Yeah,
but you just come to me talking about, hey man, I'm trying to listen to something new. Can you suggest, I've gotten that one.
No,
can you suggest me something? Man,
too.
Get out of my face, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I got something new. This.
What's yours, Rob? What do you got?
You stupid. Casually. So, all right.
Just
so this is a broad thing. This isn't just one person thing. But when people ask me, like, "Yo, like, what's that beat you used in the video?"
Oh my God, I forgot about that one. Yeah,
I remember they used to ask that a lot.
And I'm like, well, for the longest, Beat was always making the beats, and I'm just like, yo, like, if you watch, you would know this, like, you know what I'm saying? So that was a little annoying. And then, like, something that's not by being like, well, why am I telling you to beat what you're trying to use it? Like, you're trying to. It's like, what are you gonna do with that?
Oh, maybe they just want to go check out other stuff this guy does. That's
maybe, but that's not what they're saying. It's kind of like you. It's not. It's not. It's so broad. It's not specific. It's not like you're saying, like, you know, well, I got this such and such that I'm trying to do. It's like, okay, what are you trying to do with the beat? That's like, I'll give you the, but what are you actually trying to do with it? Like, if I give this to you, and first, how do you even? You don't even have the rights to use it. Like, 9 times out of 10, especially if it's bees. You know. Like, so
go to Beezy 430 Bandcamp. You know what I'm saying? Go support the homie in here right now, but go download or stream all of them damn beats.
His old ass mixtapes. Yeah, I get that same question because I put music in every one of my videos. And in every single one of my videos, not only is the name of the artist in the video, it's in the description on every, and they'll be like, hey man, what was that music in the background? And my response every time is watch the video.
Right.
Sophie, do you have one?
No, not really, because I don't really look at any of that stuff, to be honest. And to be honest, I feel like I get more comments than actual questions.
Like, are you single?
I was about to say that's probably the main one.
Are you single?
That's probably the one.
Yeah, I bet.
I wouldn't know if people. I'm gonna be honest. I probably haven't checked those comment sections in like 3 years, 4 years.
Nobody interacts with you on Twitter and stuff though?
But they don't be asking me questions and shit like that. I feel like people who follow me off of Dead and Hip Hop really just be on some like cool shit. Like, we'll chop it up and talk, but like it's never any like weirdo shit. Not anymore, anyways.
Damn. That's different than what Marjorie used to get. She just used to get harassed. Remember that dude told her she was thicker than a down south roach? man,
hey,
I died. I fucking died.
That's classic, man. What is it? DHH 10 years?
Man, yeah, that's a classic moment because, bro, I laughed until I thought my side was gonna go out. But I think they harassed her more than. I think Sophie is a little bit more outspoken, so they're probably afraid to harass her. Marjorie seemed like she would just take it and not worry about it.
Oh, really?
So yeah, she was just too. She's like, whatever. Mm-hmm. Sophie might blast him, so they're probably afraid to do that shit.
She would. Yeah.
I don't know. I've toned down over the years.
You have.
I have. I'm proud. I'm gross.
Yeah, exactly. They still don't want to try you.
Right. Maybe some people have observed from afar, but like,
it's because they don't see you as much anymore. Like, you know, when you was doing ads.
Yeah. I'm not as, you know.
Oh yeah, and the podcast don't have
like that. Yeah,
If
you still on video like that, they'll still be on it like that.
Ew.
You got a Sophie appreciation thread out there.
No, the fuck I don't.
You do.
Yeah, you do.
Why?
Because they love you. What the hell?
It's was that Kanye Tilda or something like that? If you Google
it is on there.
Yeah, they got a whole bunch of pictures of you on the thread.
That's really gross.
Oh, that's weird. I didn't see that.
I didn't know it was looks. Yeah.
What did you think?
because she has that on Reddit. Well, she has Sophie appreciation threads on Reddit where they're like they love what she says. It's not like a sexual.
Oh, that's cool. Wait a minute, I didn't like that.
That's what I thought you were talking about.
No,
someone send me that. Like, if you're listening to this, someone send that to me.
Look how excited she gets about that, but she doesn't want to. I mean, who wants to see a bunch of?
I'm not saying
what it is. I've always been like that. Like, I don't really give a shit about like what people say about my looks, whether they're positive or negative. I've always been like someone could call me an ugly ass bitch, and I'll be like, great. Someone can call me a pretty ass girl. I mean, because it's nice. Like, out of niceness, I'll say thanks. But like, it doesn't really affect like. Oh my God, like, I feel like really gassed, or, oh man, I feel really ugly. Like, it's just kind of a, like, thanks. Like, that's what you think of me. That's good. But I resonate more with, like, if people agree with what I say, or like think that what I say is rooted in like something that they, you know, agree with, or whatever, you know, like that's like dope to me to see like people's perspectives like that. But that's
all right. Well,
you have one?
No, I don't.
Trying to get me to say it, but he ain't gonna say it.
I'm just a